is going on, people? Oh, political debates. Just not a good thing to do or ask for. But he asked for it and he got it. Now he's in denial. So weird. But we are live. Let me go ahead and get these links set up and shared. Got my playlists in there, waiting for that sweet MVP. Heck yeah, me too. I'm just really curious about their plan. I know they've got one. I know they've got some stuff coming, getting into the Cody treasury. No, I'm in America. I would have loved to have been a part of Cody, but yeah, the government. I'd rather the government not steal my money and follow my crypto. Just like to avoid that. So unfortunately, no Cody treasury from me. Not KYCing, not doing any of that stuff. Would have been nice though. Would have been nice. Let's share this on Twitter. Let's go. Where's my iPad at? Got my new studio setup situated. When is this? February 2nd. Maybe I live stream that. I am very interested in Cody and their success. I'm also been paying attention to Cardano. They're another one that I'm interested in. Thoughts on Meld? I looked at Meld. I like Meld. I just think they're overvalued right now. I think they're way overvalued. I haven't even looked at the price, but I expect it. I mean, I don't want to say the word. I don't want to tell or give people financial advice, but I just see a massive crash in a lot of these CNTs, the ones that are overvalued. Meld is one of probably my top overvalued CNTs. Sunday probably there too, but given the sentiment, they'll probably be relevant for longer than Meld. I think Meld is gonna really get wrecked, and a lot of people are gonna be sour because of how much money they lose. But again, not financial advice, but where can I even look at the price of Meld? Are they listed? Look at Paribus. Paribus moving. The total supply is getting smaller and smaller, man. Hopefully we can make a pretty good dent in it. GERO looking dang good, but that's bad because I want GERO to go down so I can buy more of it. Is Meld listed? Melody, no. I don't think it is. See if I can find Meld's listing somewhere. Or get a price or something. Maybe coin market cap? Are they on there? Meld. Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't have any data. CoinGecko. I didn't see it on there. Meld. I don't think that's the right Meld. No, preview only. Nope, that's not it. Where can I even? Maybe Sunday? Are they on Sunday? Refresh. Ooh, geez, weren't they almost like $1 the other day? What the hell? Meld. Oh gosh. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I guess it did happen already. I said that I thought Meld was overvalued, and I remember checking Meld and it was almost $1. It was like 80 something cents. That's brutal. Brutal. But hey, I saw that coming a mile away. Saw that coming a mile away. Yeah, I'm not interested in all these people in my mentions right now. They're talking about politics while saying they're not talking about politics. Weird. PBX. Let's check the latest. Check that sentiment out. I want to look at Meld too, see what people are saying about it, because if I'm not mistaken, I thought I checked it on. I flew out Sunday morning. Saturday night, I think I checked it. Look at Paribus. Go. Look at Paribus. Where's this from? Market cap. Crypto. What's going on with my mouse? Crypto Dep. Crypto Dep. Underscore Crypto Dep. They're stealing people's images. Yeah, let's take a look. Oh, what happened? Okay, there we go. Is that recent? Might not have been recent. I still want to take a look though. Nothing? That must have been really old. Oh, here we go. Top projects with fully diluted market cap under 200 million. Wow. What's the filter? $149 million fully diluted. Major volume by exchange is on Gate. Gate.io is doing more volume than KuCoin. Hey, what's going on, Jack? Welcome back. Welcome back. Nothing crazy, just looking at crypto sentiment, different projects, seeing what's going on. I wanted to take a look. Let's retweet this one. Tweet that out. I want to take a look at Meld. What do I think of ADAX? Some people think it's sus. So, yeah, ADAX. When I first heard about ADAX, I looked, I do what I normally do, right? What I'm doing right now, I start searching and I start looking at sentiment. Let's dupe this and let's search for ADAX also. And let's just see what the top tweets are about. Some support there. Cardano market cap top 3. ADAX was another one. I think I like ADAX. I don't like it. Its look and feel isn't there, right? And that's fine because my look and feel isn't here. Like, I give good data. I'm building a community. I have a lot of smart subscribers. That's something that really blows me away, is that the people that follow me are actually they're intelligent. You guys are pretty smart. You guys kind of know what's going on with things, sometimes even more than me. You guys are putting me on to stuff. We're kind of bouncing ideas off of each other. Same thing, right? So ADAX could be great. It could be one of the best dexes, but it just doesn't have that look and feel that we're used to. Like the logos, like the look of the CEX or the CEX, the Central Exchange, the look of the DEX, they aren't my cup of tea. They don't really look that attractive, but they work. They work. Their technology seems to be way beyond their design, right? And that's not to say that it's sus. I just don't think they put a lot of emphasis on those things. They built and designed enough to stand up, and they're letting their platform speak for itself. That's what my belief on ADAX is. I completely understand why people would look at that and go, whoa, hold on, I don't really like the way that works. And then the whole idea where you have same as KuCoin, you have to have that trust, right? You have to take your tokens and you have to put them on the platform, and you have to trust that that platform is going to be there tomorrow when you wake up. And that's tough, right? That's tough. It's hard to get that trust out of people, and you're new and people don't really know who you are. I think it will come along as time goes, especially with these stake pools. Like GERO Wallet has a stake pool on ADAX. I mean, they're a legit project. We know that. But it's going to be hard to get mainstream. And when I say mainstream, I mean the majority of people in the Cardano space. I'm not talking about like mainstream America. I'm talking about mainstream crypto, Cardano, exclusively. It's going to take a lot. We're used to, thought out logos and design and artwork and the frame, the infrastructure, the signage. We're used to that. So when you get more of this, when you start getting JED partnership, Cody partnerships, they partner with Cody. You think Cody's going to partner with a rug pull project? Like, come on. They're not going to do that. ADAX is legit. It just doesn't have that polished feel to it. So I think that's probably what's holding them back. And then, I just don't think it works all that well. And that could be network congestion. But they definitely probably could use some work on the polishing, the look and feel of the platform. But I think that's going to come. You can always change that stuff. You can always update those things. That will always come. So I need to get the link over to some other people that I know personally that wanted to join in. And we also learned that a stake pool operator has COVID, and that sucks. Pete, yep, from the Cardano Learn Cardano podcast. He talked about having COVID, getting over it. That sucks. I fortunately have not had the COVID virus, or at least I haven't had symptoms all this time. And I never locked down. I'm in a state that didn't force anybody to do anything that they didn't want to do. Really grateful for that luxury. And unfortunately, all of my friends and family that don't live in this state believe that I was going to get it and that I was going to be hospitalized and all this crazy stuff. And it just didn't happen. But it happened to them, though. That's the weird thing. All of the people that were pushing ended up getting it, and little old me, nothing. And I've been traveling. I just got back from a trip. I think I traveled more during the first year of COVID than have any other year, except for the year I got married, I think. But let me get this link. If I can get it. Oh, I posted it on Twitter, so I can grab it from Twitter. I need to get I don't know. I need to get my Stream Deck set up as my next move, to get the Stream Deck set up. Once I get that set up and get that all nice and pretty, then we'll move on to the next thing. Oh, wow. I got a lot of followers on Twitter in the last day or two. Thank you. Followers. New followers. That's awesome. Copy link. Boom. And let me get it over. Let's see here. Paste it. Boom. All right. So dApps are launching. That's all going down. Hopefully he gets past his symptoms and he can get back to what he does. But this ADAX, let's take a look at the sentiment, see what's going on. Latest. LOL, Brodex just working fine because I did use it and your proofs are meh. So maybe he's responding to some more FUD here. Why do we believe ADAX Pro is a scam? Let's go.
To create a series of videos to explain why I believe that ADAX is a scam.
Oh God.
Even if it is just an attempt to fake it until they make it. And the only reason
this is hilarious.
And I am taking some time.
There's so much FUD on ADAX. I don't get it.
To explain why I believe that ADAX is a scam, even if it is just an attempt to fake it until they make it. And the only reason that I am doing this is for the public good of the Cardano ecosystem and its health. It is important to call out things when you see them and have quality conversations around if something is a legitimate project or not.
So he believes it's a flat-out scam.
We'll be going over multiple things in succession. Cheers.
Jeez. Let's see what the people are saying. Lack of credible white paper. Okay. Team credibility is lacking, starting with the CEO. Let's talk CTO. Oh, God. Oh, he's got videos here. Let's listen to him. Let's do it.
So this is video 1 on why I believe that ADAX is a scam. And I will be making these videos shorter so that I can upload them directly to Twitter rather than having to create a YouTube video.
Okay.
The first reason is, why do they not have an easily findable white paper on their website? That is fundamentals 101 for a dApp, especially and most importantly for a decentralized financial application.
So they don't have one, or you just can't find it?
This very weak Git book that is incredibly short and full of very generalized information that you can go through in only a few minutes.
Oh,
The
God.
last thing I'll mention is over here on Reddit, even as early as 5 days ago, this person apparently did find a white paper, but talks about it being a bunch of promises with no technical application whatsoever.
Then it's not a white paper.
So start there.
Okay. I think we should like take note of this stuff and then actually like
So on their
do some
website,
research.
they have 6 people here listed, and they mention that their team consists of crypto industry professionals from development, etc., who bring this seasoned crypto.
I'm also
industry
curious as to
professionals who
what
bring
his
their ETH experience to.
what does he get
Cardano
out of doing
ecosystem.
this?
So let's start with Timo Tripler, the CEO. If you go to if you try to find Timo on Twitter, right? Obviously, it'd be important to be visible. This account was created only in September 2021.
Maybe he doesn't like Twitter.
Has no activity, and there's
I don't
obviously
blame
no
him.
credibility
There's a
there.
bunch of
Seems
trolls in my
suspect, right?
mentions
Being
right
someone
now.
seasoned in this space, building a decentralized exchange. If you go to find him,
Hopefully you guys
on,
can hear this good.
LinkedIn, basically the only 2 companies that are extensive here cannot be found on LinkedIn, right? If you click on these, there is nothing. It takes you nowhere. And apparently he's only the CEO at his own company since after smart contracts were released, even though their token has been trading since August, right? So go ahead and dig through him. The last thing I'll mention is he's only received 1 recommendation, and that was only in the past year, right?
I mean,
Doesn't seem like a
I got my
seasoned
first
crypto,
recommendation on LinkedIn like
expert to me,
a couple of weeks ago.
nor does he have any Haskell experience or any experience that can be validated.
Why does the CEO need to have any of that experience? I mean, they're an executive. Okay, let's talk to CTO.
Let's talk Chief Technical Officer. Obviously, a CTO is very important to the success of a decentralized Haskell-based application. So let's look at Mohammed Farkan. So the first thing is I cannot find him on Twitter. The only thing I could find in October is this person tagging, it looks to be his buddy. You look just like this. It must be your doppelganger. So if you go to Alex, this is the exact same person, right? However, nowhere on Twitter does Alexander talk about 8x anywhere because he's not involved in it, and this person is not legitimate. So if you look at this now, he has no experience here. There's not even any Haskell or even any validation
He's
on
obsessed
here at
with
all.
Haskell.
This profile was likely created shortly before or after they started selling
This
their
is good
token
stuff,
to
though.
convince the community that this is a legitimate person. So that is the Chief Technical Officer of 8x, a fake person who's actually
Person.
Alexander Lorenzo.
He actually called him a fake person. That's legit.
CMO, Davidas, who we believe is actually running this entire fake it till you make it or just fake like you're doing something and scam people entire thing, because he is the only one that we can find actually presenting a video or talking about the project at all. We haven't heard from Timo really. We haven't really heard from Mohammed, the people who are leading the company and building the product, right? We've only heard from Davidas. And Davidas, if that's how you pronounce his name, cannot be found. We cannot find a Twitter account of his own. We can only find him talking to some influencers.
This is epic.
And of course, if you're running a scam, wouldn't you have a marketer leading this entire initiative to appear like you're actually doing something? So if you go to his LinkedIn, it does appear that he has some marketing experience. However, what we like
I do
to
not
look
have
for,
any 8x
for
or anything,
credibility,
by the way.
especially when we're hiring people at our Web 2 companies, we like to look at their recommendations and their skills endorsements. No recommendations for this particular individual here, and we cannot validate if these were actually roles he actually had at one point or another, or if they were fabricated to appear to be credible. We don't know, but again, does a chief marketing officer stand to build or run a decentralized exchange? And why is it that he is the only visible person on the team?
Interesting.
A scam where ADAX makes all of their money, right? So unlike most projects on the Cardano ecosystem who are building their project, have not released a token until they are ready on the testnet, or they're conducting an ISPO while they're being visible and it's not actively being traded. The ADAX team decided to list their token immediately on Exo Markets. And if you look at Exo Markets,
That got a lot of
very
flack.
clear that Exo Markets is not responsible of knowing the legality of each digital asset, and it fully falls on the participant side.
Okay, that makes sense.
Slapped together thing here, but let's look at that. So they announce it, it immediately starts selling, and of course they start dumping their tokens because who owns all the tokens at this point? Predominantly, by and large, the ADAX team.
Can you tell us? Can you show us?
At a much higher market cap than they are at today.
So he's just making these claims and he's not providing any proof. I don't like that.
$100 million market cap.
That would be easy to prove.
Dumping, and then these increase during marketing promotions. You can correlate these back to blog posts. They dump more. They dump. Then
where's
they
the
start
blog
announcing
post?
that, okay, we're not releasing a DEX. We're going to release a SEX, centralized exchange. So they dump more because they want to increase their liquidity now with their own centralized exchange. They dump. So why is it that way back here they start listing their token before we've seen anything?
A lot of projects do that.
The rest of the projects in the market.
No. Nope.
Why? Because it gave them immediate liquidity to start cashing out.
Oh, God.
Switch, right? So ADAX announces way back in June, we're going to be building a DEX. They list on Exo Markets very shortly after, achieve a market cap somewhere around $100 million.
This isn't my fight. I don't really care, but this is just hilarious to me.
And then right around here, they realize, okay, well, this scam is running out, so we have to get something out. And they announce that, hey, we have something coming up. It's going to change the game, like they always are saying. And then they rally the price
examples of that.
Up about 300%. And then they announce a centralized exchange that nobody asked for or needed. Why? Because they needed to increase liquidity of the ADAX token and show that they're doing something. Why they spent time building that instead of building the DEX? Ask yourself that question. But if we go to read their blog, which, by the way, you can't find a link to it on their website, we find them announce this and give some explanation for it on Medium, which is very weak and unfounded, and no one even has anything really to say except for me a month ago. So if you go to their SEX you try to watch the order book, there is no activity here. It is faked.
The order book is fake.
I have yet to see someone doing a successful order on this
other
than for ADAX itself.
He did this 8 hours ago. Dude, there's a ton of people staking on the GERO pool on ADAX.
Okay, so this brings us to the long thread that Vosdees created around proving that ADAX faked
That's really sad.
demo. Now, the first thing that I'll note is, as a Web 2 developer or a software company owner myself, it is well known that with things like Figma, you can create highly realistic interactive prototypes with tools like Figma. So most of what ADAX has done up until this point has been these interactive prototypes.
Okay, show us, expose it.
To make you think that what they have is real. But Vosdees proves here, and I'm not going to read the whole thing in a 12-point part, with references to transactions, that what they are presenting is indeed not a DEX, proved through a deep dive on all this evidence here.
What evidence? Give us a sampling.
That right here with this final point on number 16, that someone conveniently sold more than 2.5 million tokens a day before ADAX testnet demo, which is 5% of the circulating supply. Why? Because it is their CMO dumping the tokens.
Can you prove that? Do you have the wallet address?
Scamming and
do you have the transaction?
Millions, while faking.
Or are you just saying
like
that?
DEX.
I'd like to see the proof. He's not showing us anything.
We have a sketchy, non-transparent team. We have no credible white paper. We have a bait and switch centralized exchange launch. We have the 6 months of dumping liquidity onto the market and cashing out on a sketchy exchange. No ISPO.
There's so much anti-ADAX FUD. It is insane.
And then here we are at the big day, right? Now it's interesting. You come to their website, and the SEX is the one that they're steering you towards, right? Easy to liquidate, easy to build that and liquidate more tokens. But they launch, right? Now, why no testnet, right? Didn't even announce for a testnet. Why? Because they promised this, and they need to keep the grift going. So they launched this DEX, and now
gosh,
there is not a single transaction or proof that someone did a successful transaction on their day of launch, nor did they even talk or were very transparent on the day of the launch.
They literally posted it. It was the 30th. I knew it was the 30th for weeks because it was on the SEX.
But the only thing that you see is total value locked of what?
I did a
ADAX,
video.
Right? Because they control ADAX. Nothing on this.
Why wouldn't they control ADAX? It's their token.
More ADAX. After the big 6-7 months of pumping, this is their big reveal, a non-functionable DEX.
There's so many people that hate ADAX. I don't understand why. They didn't rug pull anybody. There's just so much FUD, man. And I understand why, just because there's so many DEXs launching on this. I don't know, some of you might have been around for other blockchains really kind of just going live with DeFi. There's a lot of money at stake in this competition. Like, they're not just fighting to be a relevant platform, whether it's a DEX or, some other DeFi platform. They're not fighting just to be relevant. I mean, we've got tens, hundreds, billions of dollars at stake. A lot of these DEXs are fighting to be the next Uniswap. They stand to make a fortune. And I'm not even going to say a singular fortune. They stand to make multiple fortunes if they hit. And I'm talking number 1 spot, number 2 spot, number 3 spot is multiple fortunes. So number 1, any place in this game, in this Cardano blockchain, being a DEX, like say for instance, it's Sunday Swap, Meld, and MinSwap. And then like maybe Maladex takes up 4th. Those people that are involved in those projects, they're going to be at very minimum multi-millionaires. Some of them will become billionaires. So I completely understand why the FUD machines are going, but I don't know much about this person. I've never seen them around, but it seems like the people that I follow him. But he just really seems to be focused on ADAX. Like, did he invest and get wrecked or something? Like, I don't get it. Why? When did this start? Cardano feed. Poor artist getting no love. I don't get it. Let's go. He likes Meld. Okay. Maybe he's heavily invested in Meld, and Meld didn't, Meld was kind of behind, right? Not to say that Meld's going to fail or anything. And then all of the stuff he's talking about, I mean, Meld was oversold and got wrecked. Yeah, it doesn't look like. Doesn't look like much. He recently started tweeting. I don't know. Maybe he's just looking for attention. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But I noticed that right off the bat, though. A lot of people do not like ADAX. I don't have a problem with ADAX. They need more polishing. They're getting partnerships. All the stuff that he's saying, about ADAX, like that's going to shine on the projects that they're partnered with. So like Cody. So you think Cody is taking part in a scam? You think that they're building with fake projects that are building fake demos and all of this stuff. Like it, I mean, I guess it's possible, but it just doesn't make any sense. What do they get out of this? I don't think they get anything out of it. It's like, okay, I guess. And of course, got these more political trolls in my mentions. Ignore them. But let's take a look back here. Sentiment again. Let's see. ADAX latest. Again, partnership with Cody, Jed. Going to have a stable coin on their DEX, I believe. Yeah. Yep. DEX and Sex platform will enable increased liquidity. They'll have the Jed. I think that's a must. I think that's a must for any DEX is Jed stable coin. Talk to Paribus about that. I'm going to film a video kind of going over the points that were made in the last live call that we had. I think that was on what, Thursday? I flew out on Thursday afternoon. So yeah, I think that was Thursday. So I'm going to take a look at that. I'm going to do a video. I did a video actually, but my mic wasn't set up because I switched my office around, or the studio around, and I forgot to set it back up. So it was just a blank video. Going to refilm that maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. But I've got a bunch of content coming up tomorrow. So be on the lookout. Hit that subscribe. If you are not subscribed, hit the bell so you get notified of uploads. But let's take a look at some more Twitter sentiment on ADAX. They're going to have a nice quarter one. He seems to be bullish on them. Right now I'm loading up on ADAX. I just wasn't. There was some stuff that I wanted to grab and I grabbed it. But a lot of it just looked to be oversold or overvalued. 50 cents. First scam project on card. Oh, this is crazy. Why do people hate ADAX so much? I've been super skeptical about them since they launched their token. I remember they had a demo in like November-ish too. And that's when I really started to lose faith in them. Still held. Like, I guess. Their max supply, 2 billion, 100 million. Oh, okay. Why do people use CoinMarketCap for their data? All the Paribus people understand why you don't trust CoinMarketCap. Keep an eye on Cody. Boom. See what else. I don't know, man. I mean, there's a number of serious projects that have, like, a lot of the card starter IDOs that are waiting for the liquidity to port over the bridge. If you're a seasoned web developer, you can easily spin any of these front ends. Yeah, very true. But I'm looking at what do they bring to the space, right? Like, what do they bring? What is the uniqueness? I know that they found a workaround for ERC tokens that are looking to go to Cardano. And they are working, they've worked with GERO, they've worked with Charlie 3, or is Charlie 3 a scam project? They're not. Paribus isn't. Paribus is in talks. We've learned that from the last day, live call. They're working with Damien, and they're talking about CNT with Paribus, and we know, connect the dots. Damien talked about this on his live stream. He talked about ADAX being able to provide trading pair ADA and the ERC20 token as a workaround so that people can buy without having to pay those harsh Ethereum fees. Jed looking up, ADA supply will do good things for the supply of ADA. I'm not sure what you mean, but maybe we're talking about the circulating supply being hit. We are already pretty dang high just because of the TVL that Cardano has. So yeah, we're almost about 10 billion left here, which I mean, that's a massive amount of tokens. But I'm loving these prices, by the way. Loving it at $1. I got in. It was like $1.50 when I started buying ADA. I was late to the party, but I'm loving these prices. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just not even just JED, but DeFi in general is going to, I mean, because if you're buying these tokens, you're using ADA to do it. And if we're onboarding people, they're going to be buying ADA to participate in these DEXs. So yeah, Cardano is going to benefit greatly. I mean, Cardano is going to be the currency for Cardano DeFi, period. And right now it's kind of acting as a stable coin, but I'm not mad. Hey, let it go below $1. I'll buy it up. I will buy it up. $55. GERO's doing good. Musi swap. Let's take a look at Musi swap, see what's on there. 8x is on Musi swaps, 53 cents or 54 ADA, 0.54 ADA. Milk, I think milk is just, the total supply of milk is 10 million. Circulating supply is half that. I just honestly, I think it's oversold, man. I think it's oversold. Or not oversold, but overvalued. It's just shooting up. It would have been nice, though. I don't like the trading on Melcy Swap, though. I just don't. Sorry. People can get mad at me, but I just don't like it. Yikes. Look at the freaking cost of Meld. 20 cents, 17. Look at that. What's it going for on here? It's Meld on here. 28. Maybe you can arbitrage here with the fees. Might be able to get away with it. Yeah, Jed will lock up ADA. Yeah, so yeah, more TVL. So more locked up tokens. I mean, I don't want everything locked up. You want to be able to buy ADA, get supply shock. That's not good. I mean, having a lot of locked value is good, but not locking up everything so that everything's at a standstill. That's not good. I don't know. It just really depends on what's selling. I just don't like this because it's like a Facebook marketplace kind of style. It's like you can list your token for whatever you want. You can put it at a ridiculous price and like nobody will buy it. Or you can list it. It's just like auction style. I just don't like it. I don't like it. What do I think of Liquid? I think they're legitimate. I just never really dove into them. Let's look and see. LQ. Yeesh. They're getting up there in price, man. Do they give the tokenomic data here? No, they don't. I'll have to grab it on here. And yeah, I mean, macro, whatever makes it with these supply, the tokenomics on them, I think they'll do. I think a lot of them will make a lot of people a lot of money if they do it right. They handle it right. If you're thinking you're going to hold this stuff forever, you might end up getting wrecked, honestly. You might end up getting wrecked. Let's look at MinSwap. Is it going back up? Oof. 2 Billy. Men's. Wait a minute. This is the full tokenomics. I'm pretty sure MinSwap's total supply. Oh, current supply doesn't have the max. Okay. Did that say current or total? Total. Okay. Yeah. At almost $1, Meld was definitely overvalued. And do you hold any? I do not hold any, no. Top 5 holder? Man, be careful, man. If you've got a lot of profit, I'd start taking some, honestly. Moonboy in this stuff, you don't know. You just don't know. But the opportunity is definitely here. Opportunity is here. When you start seeing these, I mean, there's not really much going on. There's like 2 SIPs that are super important to the blockchain. We don't have the Plutus application backend finished. If all that stuff goes perfectly, like they just knock that stuff out, then yeah, maybe you got a really good chance to become really, really wealthy off of these as just digital assets. But anything can happen in any day. So just be careful out there. A lot of people are kind of aping into stuff. This one is interesting because they just, they got the C neta. Yeah, there's the neta and then C neta. Like what? 1 billion. Look at that. Jeez Louise. Boom. You don't want this to happen. You don't want that to happen right there. You don't want that. That's what we don't want. Almost half an ADA. And it's moving though. I like Mint and Min. I like MinSwap. It's the current supply though. I want to say they're like a couple of billion. By the hour, volume, price by day, candlestick chart. Oh Lord, that was one ADA. Boom. And we're in the change. I think MinSwap is going to be pretty dang good. Agree, opportunity is everywhere. You can make money on any coin if you play it right. Absolutely. We are at the ground floor of, the Ethereum, the entry in Ethereum. Like we're still, and I think that's where a lot of this FUD is coming from. I think a lot of it's coming from just that everybody understands that if you are the top DEX, like if you're the number 1 DEX, you're billionaires. If you're the number 1 borrowing and lending platform, you're billionaires. Like that's just what's going to happen. And these projects realize that, their VCs realize that. So if you say, for instance, have the top contending DEX, and then this DEX comes out of left field, out of nowhere, and they show value and people start going to them, and you see that and you feel that liquidity leaving and going over to them, then there's a problem because maybe they've thought of some things or they waited, right? A lot of companies do this. They'll have a product. They'll be in a market with another company that has a product, and then one product is advancing. They're doing all the things right. They're developing, they're getting partnerships, they're getting ready to launch their project. And the second project, this competitor, is kind of just waiting. They're doing their thing. They're a little bit slower paced. You might fire a guy, they'll hire that person. They'll watch you, they'll looking at your partnerships, and you launch and things are great. And then they go, okay, these are the things that they did great. These are the things that they missed on. These are the things that the customer wants that they don't offer. And then they launch theirs and they have those things. Like for instance, MinSwap. MinSwap's doing the single-sided or the easy liquidity pairing. Whereas with SundaySwap, you've got to know what you're doing. You've got to have some kind of understanding of how this stuff works, right? You want to farm. Farming's available. Say you want to farm, I don't know. Say you want to farm mint and you've got mint. Okay, provide liquidity. All right, how does this work? What do you do? Okay, I've got some mint tokens. Let's say I got 700 mint tokens. Okay, ADA, what's going on? I got to connect my wallet. Say you know that much. You know how to connect a wallet, but you don't know, okay, what does this mean? Best here for stable pair. What's a stable pair? What do they mean by pair? Like, you've got to know what you're doing if you want to use this. If you can maybe fumble through it if you've got, confidence, but you've got to have ADA, you've got to have mint, you've got to have an equal pair. You've got to understand impermanent loss. What if you don't understand impermanent loss and you do this and you fumble through it and you make it happen and you come back and the price goes down and you lose, your ADA or something and you're panicking. You're like, what the heck? And you withdraw it. And now you take on those impermanent losses become permanent because you withdrew. That's a difficult pill to swallow. It sucks. And I literally watch people go through this. You've got to kind of know what you're doing when you're using Sunday. MinSwap, they make it a lot easier. The entry to it, it's explained. They understand. They seem to almost market towards that person that is new and wants to DeFi, but isn't necessarily comfortable with DeFiing in the traditional sense. They give a lot of guidance. They help out. They have the single pair where you don't have to have the other tokens. Say you want to do mint and ADA and all you have is ADA because, everybody's got ADA, right? And you get in here and you go, okay, I want to provide liquidity in the mint pool. When you say you got 500 ADA and you just hit a button and it automatically splits it, buys the mint for you and stakes it. Boom, you're done. You don't have to go back here and swap, for different tokens and mess around with your wallet and pay all these fees. You don't have to do that with MinSwap. MinSwap also has ISO built into it. I think that's a feature that Sunday Swap really overlooked. They don't offer the ability to launch projects. They don't have that IDO, the coin distribution. I think they really missed out on that. And I think they know they did because they started talking about drips. Kind of like what you said in the Toxic series. Why would you just trade your blue chips for crypto penny stocks so easily? It's extremely difficult to judge these DeFi apps. Exactly. I like how you called it the Toxic series, man. That's epic. Thank you. That's a good name for it. The Toxic series. Yeah, it's tough. It is all betting. I mean, I feel like I'm at the downs and we're betting on a horse race and we don't really know much about the horses or the track conditions or anything. We're all just kind of using, well, at least I hope a lot of us are using a lot of the technicals that we would use to find a project like Paribus. And it's almost like, we had months with Paribus. So we got to watch it launch in a legitimate way. We got to watch the price action. We got the tokenomics. We've got the release schedule for the tokens. We've sat down. We've talked to these people. And now it feels like with these dexes running, especially like Milsy Swap, like I was looking at these tokens. I'm like, who are these people? Like, what the heck is Milk? Or, CDX? I never heard of that. What about DOEX? Like, what is that? We know it's an exchange, but do we really know anything about it? No, not really. You go and you search and there's not much out there. There's a few like interviews with the CEO, but it doesn't really give you an in-depth look at the project. Are they doing AMAs? Do we get to talk to them? Do we get to ask them these hard-hitting questions? No. What about this? And somebody did say something about that I skipped over. Neta is wrapped BTC. CNeta is the governance token. Yeah, so people are, the Neta and CNeta. Yeah, CNeta, they're doing distribution for in an LISO, and I think they're partnered with Mint. So it's like, okay, why didn't they partner with Sunday? Well, Sunday doesn't offer that. So is that something that puts MinSwap above Sunday? I honestly think from a technical standpoint that MinSwap is better than Sunday Swap. I truly believe that. I haven't looked super into Meld, but hey, they got a chance. I feel like that you always have the disadvantage when you launch first, because everybody gets to watch and look and learn everything you did wrong, everything that you didn't offer. Even when they talk about the project, when they do those Twitter threads where they're talking about, hey, we launched, what are some things you didn't like? Like when people start responding to those posts, you don't think MinSwap and Meld and DoeX are looking at that? You don't think that they're picking that stuff apart, that they don't have a dedicated team? Probably. If it were me, if I were the CTO, I'd have a dedicated team of like a couple of people that are just looking at sentiment, looking what people dislike, looking at the things that people like about Sunday, and just tear it apart. That's what I would do. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if they're doing that. So Sunday, I mean, I like Sunday. I'm not anti-Sunday. I'm not anti anybody at this point, really. I just want people to, again, avoid being tribalists and just be careful. You know, don't do what our friend View said. Kind of like what you said in the Toxic series. Why would you just trade your blue chips for these unknown, unproven projects that launched like a couple of weeks ago? I did get in the pool, so I got a lot of my min and my mint for free. I like the price point. The tokenomics aren't too bad. But like Milk, I don't know. I don't really like Milcy Swap. I don't like the way it works. I'm not saying I don't like the project. I think they did a good job. They launched this DEX before any other DEX. They flew straight under the radar and killed it. But I don't personally like that kind of thing, because it's sort of like, you know, again, those secondary projects that kind of look, watch, see, grab details, and launch first. But Min, I think that they did a good job. Their timetable's good. You know, they're on their test net. They're getting real feedback. They offer a lot of stuff that Sunday just doesn't offer. I like it. I like their fair initial offering thing. I like the way they do their claims for the token, or the airdrops, essentially. I like that. I really do. I like the SPO model. There's a lot of people that don't like the SPO model, and I actually have a video coming out tomorrow that's kind of touching on that a little bit. I'm not trying to upset anybody. I'm not trying to start a war, but it has to be said. There's so much hate in the stake pool operator community. I'm sorry. There's like all these different like thoughts on how it should be done, and it's like, dude, do it the way you believe in and leave everybody else alone. That's how I look at it. But let's take a look at Meld sentiment. Let me see here. I think we have a troll in the Paribus trading group. I've been kind of keeping an eye on things. Wow. Uh-oh, my dog's here. I might have to let him in. Let's see here. What a effing joke. For that price. I mean, I saw that, man. Like, let's take a look at this tweet. See, this congestion ain't all bad. Saved my I wish I had been when it first dropped. Would have loved to dump at that price. The LP on Sunday is killing some people. Which exchange is that? Did you buy it high? Yep, I ate. Everybody, I feel like everybody did. I'm a buyer at a pin at 1 ADA. Heard that. Nice. Nice work. A quarter. I don't know, man. They're just not proven for me to be paying that much for them. Here we go with the technicals. Dude, they haven't even been around for a month. You got technicals. Okay. Keep it up, Manny. Love what you are doing in the Cardano ecosystem, especially the newer projects. Not shilling, just straight up great info and opinions. Thank you, Travis. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate the love. Hey, man, if you get in early on this stuff, hey, man, power to you. But if you're going to FOMO, probably wouldn't be ideal to FOMO in a project that hasn't been around for a month. That's my opinion. Now, I'm going to say that is advice. Don't do it. Just be careful. Look at tokenomics, look at liquidity, look at the token distribution, look at all that stuff. And also, no one's really made a big fuss about this, and it hasn't happened to anybody. But be careful what you're buying on these exchanges, because look, you can just you can add pretty much any token you want. Where is that? Liquidity, connect a wallet, liquidity positions, swap, queues. You can just make a pool. I feel like you can just make a pool. I saw that someplace, not seeing it, but people were just putting stuff in. So there's liquidity kids coin. This is like a meme token for Cardano kids. I don't know what it's going to be used for, but they did put liquidity in. I have some. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe nothing. I didn't put a bunch in. If it goes to 0, won't really matter. Meta growth. Oski. Your coverage is literally has. Your coverage literally has no value. Hope Cardano turns around soon. None, Nan. It's like you have no idea what you're talking about, and it shows. Okay, then why are you watching me then? Oop, got him. I have no value, but he's here. That's weird. Let me guess, you're here to warn people. Go ahead. You get your 15 minutes of fame. Go for it. Say what you got to say. Oh, just those lonely people. But hey, at least we know we're doing something right, right? When we were just talking about crypto projects, they were nowhere to be found. Now they're popping up all over the place. They're always anonymous too. Always anonymous. Oh, did he leave? Just stop in and tell you to step it up 10 notches. Cheers. Okay. Thanks for stopping by, loser. I'm sure he'll keep watching. Maybe he's one of the token holders that we talked about and he got mad. Oh, you didn't validate my purchase. I'm mad at you. Oh. And Hosky. Anybody have a Hosky? What's the point of it? I mean, other than just being like a meme coin, do they plan on doing something with it? I've seen a lot of ADA people, stake pool operators. A few people were talking really negative about the person that created it, about their intentions and whatnot. But I don't hold any. I think it might be just one of those things where it's they're kind of the first. I think they're the first meme coin. It's you just buy some just to buy it. Swap. Let's see. If you spent 100 ADA, how many would you get? Man, you get a lot. Jeez. But I don't understand the point. I mean, the truth does hurt if you're telling the truth. I mean, you seem to be, again, you're here, you're interacting probably more than anyone on the stream so far. You're anonymous. You're talking trash while saying you're just trying to help. You trolls are really predictable and boring, honestly. But again, if I suck so bad, how'd you find me? How'd you get on? And why are you talking? Weird. I had 125 billion and sold. The owner is a troll and I wouldn't trust it. Yeah. I've been like, and it hasn't been like just negative sentiment that we're finding on Twitter. Like people that I follow and respect were like called the guy out. And I'm like who is he? Where did he come from? What was the point of creating it? It's like, oh, we're here to help the blockchain. But it's like, what's your point? What's your purpose? How are you helping the blockchain? Yeah, it's sad that I'm the one who is interacting most. It tells you something. Yeah, that you're lonely. Yeah, but the Hosky thing, like I just don't know. I don't trust it personally. And yeah. There's just so many tokens. There's no use case. I like the bison. I like the lobster. But again, I don't own any. I don't know what their play is. I think I looked at the Bison's website. It seems like they're gonna have like a game or something. So again, it's like maybe they sat back and watched Hosky, saw that he had success, but he didn't really have a plan other than just being a troll. And it was kind of like a one-trick pony, but this Bison thing seems pretty neat. Okay, 100. ADA, you get a ton. Get a friggin' ton. But they said that there was supposed to be like some kind of game. They've got a website with like a white paper and stuff. So I've been kind of keeping an eye on it. ADA, this is interesting. This is an interesting product. They're gonna do, it's gonna be like this weird kind of borrowing and lending deal, but they're going to use NFTs. So the NFT is like the contract for the loan. And you can trade, so you can take out a loan on a crypto asset. They'll mint the NFT. That'll be the contract. And then you get the NFT in the loan. And they were talking about how you could put the NFT on, like CNFT and sell it. And people could buy the contract. And you can buy and sell the contract. So you can like buy debt like the banks do. It's pretty cool. This Twitter is insane. Haha, Charles Hoskinson is not accepting the 50 trillion Hosky. Bison got hacked though, I believe. Dang, already? Yeah, the Hosky thing. Yeah, I don't like remember when Vitalik took the Sheeb and burned it? Like I think that actually helped Sheeb. And I think Hoskinson is a little bit more intelligent than that. And he's not gonna, because I think that's their hope. I think it was like a media thing. Hosky he accepted the Hosky and then he donated a bunch to charity and then he burned a bunch. So that helps them. They get to have all of this positive sentiment on Twitter and they get a burn. And not only was it burned, but it was burned by a celebrity and all of this positive media coverage. And then people like, what's Hosky coin? I'm going to buy Hosky coin. And then all of a sudden he has a ton of liquidity. Yeah, I think Charles is wise in not interacting with it. And it's sad because Hosky has more liquidity than a lot of like actual projects that are real. That's sad. That's really sad. He's got a couple pools. Got more than CNETA. Anybody see this Flick stuff? Flick 2 or whatever? This looks interesting. I think it's a launch pad, or no, not a launch pad, but like a YouTube kind of a deal. That's going to be tough though. That's going to be really tough. So I don't know how that's going to work. World mobile tokens, interesting. All the tokens that I'm interested in Cardano aren't freaking available on Cardano though. Meow. How much of this exists? Jeez, that's a lot. That is a lot. Meow swap. Paribus, let's see. Where are we at, Paribus? 18 cents. Let me check in the Telegram, see if this dude's still in here talking trash. Let's switch over. Swaps on Sunday. What did I pick up? I picked up some more men. I picked up kids token. I picked up kids. So let's go back. I picked up min, not mint. I might grab some mint. I don't know. We'll see. It'd be dope if they had like a mint pool. Oh, they do. Look at that. Okay. I think, yeah. This is nice. Look at that. There's not a ton in there. And the price is pretty good. It's down. I might provide liquidity. Yeah, but I did min. I did kids token. I think that's it. But yeah, I used GERO wallet in Sunday. It works pretty well. I mean, given the network congestion, worked pretty well. I liked it. I like the way it looks. It definitely needs Oracle though. It needs the Oracle. It needs Charlie 3 to work so that it can display the value of the tokens that you're picking up. Because it just says like, oh, you have, 100,000 kids tokens or, 1,000 min, and that's it. Like, you don't know how much it's worth or, what it costs, what the current price is. There's no Oracle. There's no pricing Oracle. So that stuff will come as they develop. So that is my update on GERO. I've got 3 GERO videos coming tomorrow. So stay locked. I'm going to schedule one for like first thing in the morning. So I'm going to do some more partnership videos. Like I said, I'm going to go back and cover the old partnerships, and then we'll kind of look at them today and see what has occurred since. But I also need to claim the rest of my min in mint from the staking that they did. And when I get that paired with what I'm buying, then I probably will put it in the liquidity pool on Sunday from my GERO wallet and see how that works out. That'll be pretty cool. That will be pretty cool. Waiting for that ISO app. Hopefully it can sync both with the app in the desktop at the same time, because without a DApp connector in the app, it's kind of useless to me because I'm not like paying anybody or anything like that just yet. I'm sure that will come, but it needs the DApp connector in the mobile app. I bet that person, that troll, big GERO holder. I mean, I'm not really a big holder of really anything. I guess it just depends on what you would call a big GERO holder. I have enough that I, given the tokenomics, I think I have a decent amount. I'm going to continue to buy more, but especially at these prices that it's at right now. I mean, look what it launched at, like $1. Look at the tokenomics, 500 million. It's up right now. I'd rather get it below 5 cents if I can. Let's look at the year. Look where we started, 93 cents. Now we're down to closer to a penny than we are $1. So I'd like to become a big GERO holder, but I'm not going to put a ton of money in it. I'm not gonna be the toxic people, right? We're not gonna take out a second mortgage on our home and start buying crypto with it. I'm not doing anything like that. But I do take a look at the tokenomics. I use my calculator, and I play a little fantasy using the market cap of market. Yeah. So I don't really know what to compare it with. So we take GERO wallet. Let's take let's do top 250. Oh, that's what it's going to give us is list. Telos, Joe. Let's take something maybe that we know. Cartesi. Let's use Cartesi. So at $1, 20x almost 21x almost. So, you kind of base it on things like that. Something that is legitimate, something where you can actually see it hitting. It was at that market cap, well, close to it. So I don't think that's unreasonable or unrealistic. So yeah, it could get back there. I think it can hit its all-time high, especially with all of these partnerships that they have, all of the things that they're developing. It's not just a wallet. It's going to be a DeFi key. You're going to be able to on-ramp fiat. They don't have anything for off-ramp, but they did mention in an interview that they did not too long ago that they had plans on that. I don't know what that looks like, or if there's going to be KYC. You should formalize your project selection metrics in a single video. That would be helpful for a lot of people. Yeah, I bet that would help people. Like what I do when I look at a project, like I do a lot of different things. Like I look for a lot of technicals. I look for in the business world, when you're looking at like going to market, that's kind of the stuff that a traditional company would do in the tech space. What's the competition? Who's successful? What are they doing currently? Are they missing anything right now? How's their performance? Are the tokenomics similar? If they aren't, kind of convert the tokenomics to see what it would be like if they were similar. Things like that. You could take things like, for example, like Paribus. So, oops, this keyboard is so freaking fast. Paribus and Compound, because Wilson said that was the competition. So 34 cents, that's about 20x. I think that's pretty dang good. I think that would be pretty dang good. Then you kind of look at what are you holding, or if you aren't holding anything, what would your goal be to give yourself maybe life-changing money? So I'll take my calculator out, and it's different for everybody, right? So, I'm not trying to, I'm okay. I'm okay in life. I could walk away from crypto right now today and I'd be fine. And then there's some people that, I know that are like, I got my whole life tied up in this, like, because this is the only way I'm going to make it out, or I'm going to retire, or whatever the case may be. I'm just, grateful, and I don't really like luck. It's not luck. There's a lot of hard work that went into my life at this point in getting here. So I'm not just going to say luck. Oh no, my dog wants to come in the room. Hold on a second. Let me let my dog in.
He didn't want to come in. He just wanted to verify that I was in here. All right. Sniffing around. But yeah, look at Compound. Look at the price Compound is at. The tokenomics are completely different. Sorry, I missed a bit of the start on Cody. What is the issue with holding as a U.S. citizen? I'm a Canadian here. Yeah, the Viper wallet is KYC, but here's the big thing with Cody. The reason why Cody is they're going to work with old world business. They're not just a crypto company that's just going to provide a crypto service to crypto people. Their whole thing is payments. Like their whole thing is to allow, let's say, Nabisco to be able to accept cryptocurrency for payment for their products, right? So you want to go in the store, you want to buy, some Oreos. How are you going to pay for that? Like that's what they're about. They're about linking the crypto world to the real world, so to speak. So to do that, they have to get licenses. To get licenses, you have to be trustworthy to governments. And to do that, you have to have transparency. In order to do that, you have to do things like collect KYC. You have to show that you aren't a platform that caters to, the Mexican cartels, drug running, all that stuff. So unfortunately for us, that means we've got to show our hand. If we even legally are allowed to participate, you've got a KYC. And if you KYC, you're going to get reported. And if you get reported, then you got to pay the IRS. And if you pay the IRS knows that you have crypto, that you deal in crypto. And from there, they can start figuring out stuff that they shouldn't be figuring out. And then you get in trouble. So I avoid it all. Anybody that's collecting KYC, I'm not interested. I leave it alone. It's just the pain in the butt. It just brings a world of hurt down on you in the future. Yeah, the KYC doesn't really keep me from investing, but it kind of does, right? Because a big lure for Cody, especially being to be a big holder, like I was planning on being, a lot of it is getting those rewards back. Hey, what's going on, Zoo? Good morning. It's night here, but the big draw for Cody is getting those rewards from the treasury every time somebody pays with the JED, or you get that fee back in ADA, on the trust chain or whatever, and it's like without KYCing, you don't get that. At least that's what their plan is right now. I think it's just for like the node operators or something, like the guys that are. I think you have to hold like 20. It was like 25,000 Cody or something like that. I wonder how the ERC20 Cody plays into that. I think the ERC20 Cody was just like Paribus and GERO for exposure, early exposure. They to get involved in the staking and whatnot, you have to convert it to the native, I believe. I don't believe they're going to support the ERC20. But I think they're going to have to make a CNT though, right? Unless they're just going to utilize a bridge. That would kind of suck. Unless they figure out some way to like keep you from getting wrecked in fees. Oh, this dog. He likes to find old clothes and chew on them. Whatever. So annoying sometimes. But he's staying busy. But the whole thing with comp is Wilson had mentioned for the first time, and I think that text-based AMA, that compound was comparable to Paribus if we were thinking, because we've been forever like, what's comparable to PBX? What's comparable to PBX? Like I was saying Aave. Any news about MVP? That is close. They're talking about it more and more. I'm moving to Viper and has to be native Cody. Yeah, it has to be native. I think the ERC20 thing was just for exposure. MVP news, nothing official, but I've been kind of picking apart some things. There were some speculations, that we were talking about on the the video where we went live in that AMA that Wilson did by himself, he had mentioned something that he had never mentioned before, said something that he had never said before about the project's partnership with IOG, and that was going to start showing. So I thought that was interesting. He had never said anything like that before. And just given the timing of everything, you know, with the MVP pretty much being done, so to speak, you can kind of take that from a lot of the communication that we've done videos on. That combined with Wilson kind of changing his language around talking about the MVP or just updates in the future, you know, saying that we would start to see that partnership materialize was an interesting word choice, and I definitely picked that out of the conversation. I kind of I'm not to say that I hang on their every word, but I kind of do. When you see people speak over and over and over again, and you kind of expect a certain conversation. You know, you expect the conversation to go a certain way, and when it deviates from that, you really notice it. It really stands out to me. If say he does an AMA or a one-on-one tomorrow with someone, if he says something that he hasn't said in the past, and I'm listening, like, that will stand out to me, because he's never said that before, or he's never talked about this that way, or he's never said, you know, anything like that. So, you know, I picked a few of those points when he started talking about, you know, IOG and the partnership and how we were gonna actually start seeing that materialize. Like, he had never said anything like that before. And he also never said anything about PBX being compared to any other project ever. He did for the first time in that AMA a couple weeks ago. And he mentioned Compound. I always thought Aave was the one, or maybe even like 88 MPH, which is a smaller borrowing and lending platform on Ethereum. But he said Compound. So, you know, maybe we can read into that a little bit. And kind of, you know, start comparing Compound as the goal, as the sites to set ourselves on, you know. But even if that's not it, I mean, let's go back to Cartesi. Where are we at with Cartesi? 10 cents, 6x. That's not bad. I'd take that. That's realistic. We'll hit that, right? Right? If we do, it's a decent amount of money. Especially if you got in super early. Question. What do you see as the biggest competition to Charlie as the Cardano main oracle? Wondering if I should hedge and get another. The thing with Charlie, I like Charlie, right? I think the target for Charlie, again, if you're in America, you're in Canada, you're in any of these countries that don't like crypto, they don't like magic internet money making you rich, you're not going to be able to be a node. It's just not going to happen. They're going to have to KYC. They're going to have to block USA. They're going to block Canada, North Korea, all those countries that are typically blocked. But if you aren't in any of those countries, and I think the target's going to be like 20 to 25,000 C3, you can be a node, and you'll basically, I think there's going to be some kind of profit share situation going on. I don't know what they're going to call it, but that's what you should look forward to, as long as you aren't in any of these states that don't like crypto, like America and probably Canada. So what do I think as far as like their performance in the market? Again, anything can happen, not financial advice, but the things that I see that would make me go one way or the other. How much do they rely on the blockchain for their success? And when it comes to Charlie, I'm going to say they rely 100% on the blockchain. If, you know, there's like a few different SIPs. I need to get those numbers. There's like some SIPs, like two of them and then PAB, Plutus application backend. Without that, they're nothing. So I mean, that's what it's based on. If PABS is delayed, something goes wrong, people start really going with this whole customized backend, and people will just accept that as the thing to do, and they don't want to share, then C3's screwed. But honestly, I think pretty much any Oracle wouldn't do well if PABS doesn't pull through. So it's a dice throw. I mean, they could moon, they could go nowhere. You know, they could say something happens, and God forbid PABS doesn't work out. There's a delay, and their new projected timeline for PABS is fourth quarter, early first quarter 2023. That's going to have a drastic effect on the price for projects that are relying on it, like C3. I personally don't like it at the price point that it's at right now. Let's take a look. It was like 40 cents. Yeah. This is like this as low as it's been. Like it went down to 31 last week. I missed that. That's low, but still not low enough. It's all-time high 6 months, so it was $4. Jeez Louise. But yeah, it could go either way. That's the thing. I mean, look, we're 88% from all-time high, almost 50% from all-time low. And both of those things happen within the last 6 months. So it's rough. It's going to be choppy waters if you're in Charlie, honestly. It's going to be choppy. It's going to be doing a lot of this, going up and chopping down and going up and down and up and down and sideways trading. So I don't know. Unless you're accumulating tokens and you're impatient, I don't know. I'm not. I keep an eye on it, just from a technology standpoint. But with the fact that they're based in Canada, I think they're based in Canada. I know. Damien is in Canada. You're not gonna be able to basically make passive income if you're in, any first world nation. You're not going to be able to make the passive income, but it could be a good buy, if you get something at, 40 cents and it ends up going to $4. Yeah, that's some great price action, but I can't really speculate on that. It's too difficult. No one really knows anything. Anything can happen. The tokenomics, not bad. I mean, Maladex is probably a better buy in my opinion. But, I'm no financial advisor. Let's see. As far as competition for Charlie though, Chainlink, they have a partnership with Cardano. So they're always in the fold. But anybody can pop out of the woodworks, What if there's a company or a guy who's got great ties with the CDA? He's got a lot of connections and ties with other projects, other DeFi projects, and they pull, a GERO. They start partnering with everybody. They get everybody to agree to share their customized PAB, and they become the Oracle, and they just sweep the floor, and poor C3 is out of the mix. Like, that could happen pretty easily. There's just a lot of moving parts dealing with the Oracles right now, just because there's so much of it relies on the Plutus application backend. Let's see. Did you hear that a guy running for some kind of government position in Texas will try to not tax Bitcoin or try to legalize it? I forgot his name. You can probably find him. Huffines? You talking about Huffines? Oh, yeah. Don Huffines. Yeah. Yeah, I actually... Don Huffines' his family is from my area, actually. So, yeah. I've talked to his brother, I think. His family lives around me. Yeah, they're a really rich, powerful Texas family. Their politics is... I don't know. They're kind of weird. I'm not gonna single issue vote in Texas right now because there's a lot of California liberals just flooding into my area. My area is really pink. It's a really high wealth area. It's like all these people, like I would say like wealthy people from California come here and become even more wealthy because of the economy is better, or it's not as inflated here, I should say. I wouldn't say that the economy is better here. Stuff is expensive here. But the economy isn't as inflated as California, but it's really nice here. So, you know, a family that might have 2 homes in California and have, you know, $1 million in their savings would come to this area, and, you know, they sell their 2 homes and they'd be able to buy like 5 really nice homes here. And that's how a lot of them get into real estate here, because they can afford to, you know, it's like 2 for 1, you know, one in California nice house is like 2, you know, this area nice houses. And, you know, they come here and now they're in real estate and they're making money in real estate. So it's turning pink. So I got to be really careful with who I'm voting for. Huffines, honestly, I don't even think he was really even on my list. I like crypto, love crypto, the whole thing. But Bitcoin, these guys are so focused on Bitcoin because that's all they know. I think the game is bigger than Bitcoin, especially when they're talking about like proof of work, proof of stake. And a lot of them don't even understand that there's another, you know, consensus. There's proof of stake. That's the new stuff. They don't even know about it. All they know is Bitcoin, 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 because that's the conversation. So I wish we could get to like have some kind of forum, or have even Charles come down and talk to this guy and get him to understand. Yeah, California people, man, they are wrecking this area. They are really doing a number here. So sad. It's like you're leaving California because of what's happening there, because of the politics that you have. You move to a new place and you do the same thing. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. The truth is veiled in the network congestion for now. Once the scaling rolls out, you can judge these projects better. Absolutely. But the thing that sucks, though, is you might have missed your opportunity to get the project that does go for like, you know, 10 cents a token. You know, once it rolls out and the network congestion's down, project might hit a couple of bucks and you could have bought it now for 10 cents. That's the real kicker. We really won't know up until enough people use these things and have enough time to go by. There's always smart contracts risk on top of the more novel UTXO model. I'm out. Stay safe, everyone. Thanks, Views. Thanks for stopping by and dropping that knowledge on us. Really, really good thing to think about there in the chat. Very, very true. We don't know. Anything can happen, just like the Charlie 3 conversation. There's so many forks, right? So many things can happen. There's so much that relies on the project itself. There's so much that relies on the blockchain and protocols and scaling and SIPs. There's all these different SIPs out there that a lot of these projects rely heavily on. And C3 is one of those. C3 they can hire the best programmers. They can do all of their due diligence. They could get audited and audited. But at the end of the day, if PABS doesn't show, they're dead in the water. At least mostly. There's some things they can do, but they're pretty much just kind of stuck. GERO wallet. They've got an idea that no other wallet's got right now. But you never know. I mean, Sebastian just dropped Flint. There's now a side chain people are looking at. So it's like, how does GERO get involved in that? And I've actually mentioned them and tagged them. I've talked to Sebastian about doing something with them. He's open to it, but he wants that something to benefit everyone. So I'm not really sure how. I think the 2 people that are going to be involved in that, if that were to go down, would be Chris and Sebastian. They would have to, you know, figure something out because their code isn't open source. So, you know, Sebastian's all about open source. He's all about benefiting the blockchain more so than the individual and the project. As you can tell, you go to Milk Cometa's Twitter page and like in their name, it's like, we don't have a token. They want you to use ADA and wrap data. So they're really all about that, benefiting the blockchain thing. Oh yeah, and before I forget, and before people get too sleepy and we all start going away, there was a conversation. I'm not going to put it on the screen because it's Facebook. I don't want to expose any of that. But I just fell off the toilet for a chance at a free NFT, and I need to see if I even got that NFT actually. Let's see here. Hopefully, network congestion is ridiculous. Just fell off the toilet for a chance at an NFT. Hope I won. And then someone said, how does that crap even work? It seems like taking pictures and adding random stuff. The key is for it to be trendy at the time. So they don't really understand, or their understanding of NFT is that it's just pictures that people are like putting stuff on, like graphics and stuff. What's your opinion on the amount of Sunday rewards per ADA token? Free is free, you guess, but hearing a lot of disappointment. I, for one, am disappointed. I actually might pull my delegation and put it into Maladex, honestly. Just because it's not a good deal. It's like I can buy that for like nothing. Like, I don't know. And I think it's overvalued right now anyways. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's better things you can do with the delegation based on the rewards you get. Like I can dig the change out of like my junk drawer and buy more Sunday than I would get staking thousands of dollars in ADA in a saturated pool. Like that's the big kicker, the saturated pools. It's like you could be earning way more valuable token like Maladex. Like you could what is the max supply on Maladex is like, what is it? It's double Bitcoin. So it's like it's really low. So it's like you're gonna make your money back like almost right away. But yeah, it's sad to me. I mean, it's whatever, but hey, it is what it is. It's their stuff. They can do whatever they want with it. What's Cardano Kids talking about? Uh-oh. He gets frustrated a lot if it's a he. Hopefully he doesn't get too upset. But yeah, the whole NFT thing. They didn't understand how NFTs work. Honestly, a lot of the people that don't understand how NFTs work also don't understand how blockchain works. And I usually tell people, as much as I hate to say it, Gensler, the free course at Harvard, I think it's Harvard or MIT or something like that, where he talks about blockchain is a really good place to start. Like, really good place to start. But I don't know, maybe I'll go one-on-one with that person, or I'll make a dedicated video for it. And people are going to be like, what the heck? Why are you talking about NFTs randomly for? If you do see a video like that, that'll be why. But I might just make a video just for that person and send it to them. Unless other people see the value in me talking about blockchain basics and native tokens and NFTs, non-fungible tokens and CNFTs, then I'll probably just make it just for him. But it's getting late. I want to get to bed early. I've got a few interviews tomorrow in the afternoon. So seeing some people drop off. It's just getting late. I'm just answering questions. Really appreciate that you guys come by and listen to me talk nonsense technology and kind of just ramble on and just hang out in this late hours. So thank you. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for subscribing, following me, supporting my content, sharing it. Make sure you hit that like, hit that share, subscribe, hit the donation address in the description. If you have the funds and the ability, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.